Doing today? Welcome back to the Business Happy Hour. I am your host, Frank Coto, owner of Lincoln Lending Group and 813mortgage.com for all your mortgage needs. In studio with my great co-hosts, Ryan Pelky, owner of TampaBay Plumbers, and Doug Foran, owner of Suncoast Roofing Solutions. You can find Doug at 888-888-ROOF and Ryan at 813-PLUMBER. How you guys doing today?
Great. Good morning, my man.
Good morning. It was kind of a late start for all three of us this morning.
Yes, it was.
It was later than usual.
Then we hit a lot of traffic.
And then we had little traffic on the old Veterans in Kennedy.
The fastest breakfast we've ever had.
The fastest breakfast. So, yeah, we like to have breakfast before our shows or brunch, whatever you call it. And we sat down with, what do we have, 18 minutes before we had to be out the door. And that waitress did a good job. So a little shout out to, what is it, Another Broken Egg on Southdale Mabry Highway. Another Broken Egg. That's a great spot. It is a really good spot. We go there every single week. Yep. And it is darn good. And
Blackstone Benedict.
Blackstone Benedict. Doug went with the regular Benedict today, but Blackstone. What do you get? Some bacon on there and
it's
hollandaise.
Off menu, right? It's off menu.
I don't think it's even on menu anymore. But we've been ordering it for 2 years. So anyway, guys, you are listening to the Business Happy Hour. If this is your first show, welcome, and you're going to have a good one here with us. We are three successful business owners that we come together every Wednesday live at 11 a.m. right now on 1250 WHNZ. We want to answer questions about your business, our business. We want to talk to you guys about experiences that you have. Every show we have a guest on, or most shows, and we like to have other business owners, other entrepreneurs on here. Sometimes they're regular guys like us. Sometimes they're multimillionaires. One day we might even have a billionaire on the show. But for now, we're here to give you guys our advice and our personal experiences in business over the next hour. Every show in the last segment, we're going to do what's called the Business Tip of the Week. In the fourth segment, we're doing the Business Tip of the Week. That usually has something to do with personal experiences, something that's gone good, something that's gone bad, maybe a mistake that we've made in business over the last 20 years that we don't want you to make as an entrepreneur or business owner. So stay tuned every show at the very end for the Business Tip of the Week, and we're going to give you some good advice there. If you guys want to be a guest on the show, there's a couple ways to do it. Number one, you can call in. You can call in and talk to us right now because we're a live show. Ryan, what's that number?
I think Gary's going to have
877-897-8255. That's 877-897-TALK.
877-897-TALK. And that was Gary, our new commercial radio guy there. That's 877-897-TALK. We do encourage you to call in anytime. Unless you're listening to us on 970 WFLA, which is on Sunday mornings. We are not live right now if you're listening to us at 5 to 6 a.m. on Sunday. So do not call the studio. If you want to be a guest down the road, you can hop on our email and just send us one anytime. Our email address is BHH for the Business Happy Hour, BHHIHeart@gmail.com. That's BHHIHeart@gmail.com. Now, without further ado, today's opening monologue. On today's show, we're going to talk about a subject that you literally cannot run from. We're going to talk about the world of print advertising. Now, I assume most everyone listening right now had a commute to work, one way or the other. If you drove to work like I did, you might have been stuck in the Veterans Expressway traffic for an extra 30 minutes this morning because of a ridiculous fender bender. Literally the stupidest thing I've ever seen, and I was in traffic for 30 minutes. But when you were in your car or when you were on your subway, not if you're in Florida, but whenever you're in your commute to work, did you happen to look up? Did you just look down the whole time, or did you actually look up at the sky? Did you look at these ads floating all around you? These are what we call billboards. Have you guys noticed the billboards these days are starting to become digital and they're changing every few seconds?
Where we grew up, we didn't even have billboards. They weren't even allowed.
And that's Maryland?
Yeah, Montgomery County, Maryland.
My gosh, what is
so much government money, it doesn't matter. You don't have to advertise. Everyone's twisted up into somebody else's pocket.
These things we call billboards, I think now they're becoming digital because our attention span is getting so much shorter. They realize if they flash something on the screen for 5 seconds, we're going to pick up on it. But how about every time you log into Facebook? How about every time you visit a website? How about every time you look to your left and right and you see a car go by? Every single day, we are bombarded with print advertising everywhere we look. Half of the trucks on the road and even some of the cars these days are covered in ads. They're driving billboards. We're now driving these around town in our everyday vehicles. At every turn, we see a new type of print ad, but the question is, what really works? If you're a business owner, where should you spend your money? What is someone going to recognize? Well, I'm probably the worst example of this that you could find, but in a good way. You can ask any of my friends, and especially my wife, that Frank likes to wear pretty much everything Lincoln Lending. 90% of what I wear out morning, noon, and night has my logo on it. My wife begs me every Friday and Saturday night to wear something besides a Columbia shirt with Lincoln Lending on it. but if you know me, you know that I'm a guy that I'm half fashion, half functionality. Okay, I like my fashionable stuff, but it doesn't have a little pocket inside. I don't want it. If it doesn't serve a purpose, I don't want it. Well, my shirts do. So the clothes that I put on, they have my logo on them, and they're extremely comfortable. And the question is, what proof do I have? What proof does a business owner have that being a walking billboard actually benefits them? So as a business owner, I can tell you that almost every single week, and this is no exaggeration, almost every single week, one of my employees tells me some sort of story about how they were at lunch or they were going somewhere after work, and maybe hopefully not picking up cigarettes and alcohol or something, but they're somewhere, hopefully a reputable place, and somebody comes up to them and says, "Oh, do you work for Frank? Or do you work at Lincoln Lending? Or I closed the loan and everything went great, and I know your company. I know your boss." Now, luckily, nobody's actually been punched in the face yet. So I think I've been doing halfway good business. But that happens all the time. Every single week I hear that from one of my employees. Now, the same thing happened to me kind of recently. I was at a high school football game with my wife and kids, and the color of the team was red. And so what did Frank grab that morning before he left for work, knowing he's going to the game? My red Columbia shirt with the Lincoln Lending logo on it, one of my favorite shirts. So this lady, I'm standing in this football game. Now, mind you, my kids just started to school. I don't really know anybody. I didn't know this woman. She comes up to me at this huge crowd and says, "Hey, I saw you today." I'm like, "You saw me? Who are you?" She's like, "Oh, I saw you at International Mall in the Mont Blanc store." I'm like, "Oh, well, I didn't talk to you, or I don't but what am I supposed to say?" And she goes, "No, I recognize your shirt. I recognize your red shirt with the green logo on it. I recognize the Lincoln." I'm like, "Wow, have we done business together?" She goes, "No, I just want to tell you I ran into you, and our kids obviously go to school together, and I want to say hi." I was like, "Wow,
that's awesome.
That was crazy." And I mean, and it's not a flashy shirt. It's a red shirt with a green logo on it. So this lady had never done business with me. We didn't know her. I knew nothing about her, but she recognized what I was wearing, and she specifically recognized my logo. Guys, this is called brand recognition. Many businesses don't understand brand recognition, so they don't like to take the time to advertise their brand or their logo. This is a huge mistake, and especially for small businesses when you're trying to gain a market share out there with the billionaires and the billion-dollar companies, and you're trying to get a little tiny piece of the pie. For instance, my competitors like Bank of America and Wells Fargo, they have hundreds of millions of dollars to spend on advertising budgets when we as business owners, we're lucky if we have thousands of dollars. So we have to choose the right places to put this money. And it's my opinion that one of the most cost-effective things that you can do as a business owner is brand yourself. Become a walking billboard for your company. It doesn't just have to be shirts. You can put your logo on anything from koozies to pens to folders, or even those squishy little things you put on your desktop. So side note about that, I go to trade shows all the time, and I buy these stupid little squishy Lincoln heads, and I just have them as a decoration, but people take those as often as they take koozies. I actually had somebody one time when I went into their office, don't even know who this person was, and they had one of my little squishy heads on their desk, and I asked them how they got it, and they said, "Well, I think my son picked it up at a trade show with my wife." The funniest thing is, this guy doesn't know who my company is. He doesn't know who I am. But when this guy decides that he's in the market for a mortgage one day, and he goes shopping, and he goes online, and he starts looking for the right interest rates, and he starts Googling things, next thing you know, Lincoln Lending's logo is going to pop up. And then he will realize he recognizes the brand. And immediately he will be comfortable with the brand. Friends, this is brand recognition, and that is what the show is about today. It's about logos, when you should use them, what you should do, but most importantly, who should you get them from as well? You need a reputable company. So in studio, we have our guest today. It is Frank Gaudens, the owner of Ad Dynamics. Good morning, Frank.
Good morning. That's why I'm here.
That's why you're here.
By the way, your wife texted me, stop selling them shirts. So he'll wear other
She
stuff.
probably really did text you that, didn't she? That's and it's true. But we brought in Frank. As I look around the room, I notice Doug's got a logo shirt on. Ryan's got a logo. Logo shirt, kind of. Yep.
Yeah, I don't actually.
It doesn't have it on today.
No.
First time ever.
I normally wear my hat in
Yeah,
here,
he always
but
has a hat on, not a
does.
shirt.
I got a fresh haircut last night, so I figured I'd just rock the hair.
Look, it looks good. It looks
Hey,
good.
thanks, man.
You should have him carve your logo into your hair.
That's a great idea.
Right.
You know, because you got to be, I think, always promoting. I mean, that's the thing that business owners should be doing all the time, and that's obviously what you do. You know, that's what, I mean, I do the same thing, and no matter where I go, no matter what I'm doing, I either have a hat on, a polo on, both.
Yeah,
You know.
okay. You said something right there. Okay, I remember when Ryan and I were in a fraternity together many, many years ago, and there was something called double lettering. Remember that?
Yes.
And you basically would looked at as a DB if you wore the SIGEP shirt and the hat at the same time.
Right.
I catch myself doing it all the time with Lincoln.
I do it
Lincoln
all the
stuff.
time.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Doug, is it okay?
I don't do that, but hey, that's to each his own.
So Doug looks down upon us and says we're double lettering. I do it, Ryan. I think it's a good thing.
I do it.
Frank loves it when we do it because we're wearing all of his gear.
Yeah.
So that's good.
It's
So
my
when we
livelihood.
get back from the break, we're going to talk to Frank at Ad Dynamics. We're going to talk about what you can put logos on. What do we think works the best for our businesses? Where are the best places and times to do brand recognition? You're listening to the Business Happy Hour on 1250 WHNZ. And don't forget, if you want to be a part of the show, Gary, how do they call in to be part of the show?
It's at 877-897-8255. That's 8255-897-TALK.
897-TALK. Call and be a part of the Business Happy Hour. We're going to be back in just a minute with Frank Gaudens of Ad Dynamics here on the Business Happy Hour. Hey, Tampa Bay, this is your friendly neighborhood Frank Coto, owner of Lincoln Lending Group and 813mortgage.com, your home of the no-fee mortgage and the 4-minute application on 813mortgage.com. I have some really incredible news for you. Real estate investors of Tampa, listen up. We now have a no-income product with just 20% down and a 660 credit score. No income, no employment, investment loans. Buy as many homes as you want. Apply now, 813mortgage.com, your no-fee mortgage lender. Have all the rain and storms this year left your roof unprotected? Do you need an honest, reliable, and trustworthy roofing company? Call Suncoast Roofing Solutions today at 813-283-2544 for a free evaluation and no obligation estimate. You'll appreciate their personalized solutions and no pressure consultants. You can find Suncoast Roofing Solutions on the web at suncoastroofingsolutions.com, where honesty, integrity, and craftsmanship come first.
Hello, it's Ryan Pelky with TampaBay Plumbers, and I want to tell you about our drain cleaning services. We always include a video inspection with our drain cleaning service, and that's because it's the most important part of the job. Imagine going to the doctor and only being treated for your symptoms. Proper diagnostic will save you time and money when it comes to plumbing or just about anything else. We are the straightforward company and never bait and switch like our competitors make a living on. Call 813-PLUMBER. That's 813-PLUMBER for all your drain cleaning needs.
If your business is healthcare, you care about attracting the right customers. With 1 in 2 people looking to improve their health in the new year, now's the time to advertise. Getting healthy, feeling, and looking better are always at the top of the resolution list. Give your campaign a healthy start with iHeartRadio. We reach 93% of Americans, and 7 out of 10 people research your business after hearing your radio ad. Make it your resolution to grow your business with iHeart. Visit iHeartWorks.com. That's iHeartWorks.com.
It's time to trade and save. And well-qualified buyers can save thousands today with 1.9% APR financing. Get more for your trade than you ever imagined on new Honda SUVs like the 2019 HR-V and CR-V. Well-qualified buyers can save thousands today with 1.9% APR financing. Trade and save today at your local Honda dealer. See dealer for financing details. Offer ends 2/28/19.
Great news! There's a quick way you could save money. Switch to Geico. All it takes is 15 minutes to find out if you could save 15% or more on car insurance. And Geico offers coverage for more than just car insurance. Got a motorcycle? Geico's got you covered. Got an RV? Covered. Got a boat? Covered. And there's so much more Geico can help you with. Plus, don't forget the discounts. Go to geico.com today and see how much you could save. That's geico.com.
At AutoZone, we're all about getting you the products you need so you can rely on your ride to perform, especially in the coldest conditions. If you want a battery you can rely on no matter the elements, go with Duralast. They're specially made to help your vehicle power through even the coldest weather. Duralast, proven tough and available only at AutoZone. Visit any of our 5,500 locations nationwide and let us do more for you. Restrictions and details in store.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Weekends on talk radio. I know what you're thinking, all ball games or best of shows. My name is Bill Handel, and my show, Handel on the Law, is fresh every weekend. On Handel on the Law, I offer marginal legal advice in an entertaining, that's a medical fact, 3-hour show. I'm the reason you want to turn on your radio this weekend. Just ask my mother. Don't miss Handel on the Law, Sunday afternoon from 2 to 5 here on 1250 WHNZ.
1250 wins WHNZ.
You're listening to the Business Happy Hour with Frank Coto, Ryan Pelky, and Doug Ford. Now, back to the show.
Hey, guys, welcome back to the Business Happy Hour. We are 3 successful business owners that get together every Wednesday at 11 a.m. here live on 1250 WHNZ, and you can also listen to us on Sunday mornings on 970 WFLA, bright and early at 5 a.m. Start your morning with a cup of the Business Happy Hour. So if you missed our opening monologue in the beginning of the show, we are talking about print ads and anything that you can advertise your business on that people can visually see. And in studio, we have the guy responsible for the shirts that Doug and I are wearing today. It is Frank Gaudens with Ad Dynamics. I'm going to go ahead and let you know if you guys are interested in anything Frank's saying, or if you like the shirts that Doug and I wear, which, by the way, you can watch us on YouTube and our Facebook page. You can find Frank at ad-dynamics, D-Y-N-A-M-I-C-S, ICS.
What's funny is my wife actually, she complains all the time about the shirts I have, because I have probably, past like 7 years, I probably bought 75 polo shirts.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Are you gonna?" So I get rid of. I cycle out of the older ones and buy newer ones.
Well, it's funny you say. I have a stack of 12 shirts. So I had to let an employee go not too long ago, and they gave me all the shirts. Most of them just keep them, but they gave me back all the shirts, and they were in perfect condition. And so I washed them all and folded them and brought them in the office. I said, I gave this lady 12 shirts, and so I have them on my front desk, and people in my office have been picking from them. But same thing. We have a stack of them. You just keep recycling them and getting rid of them. But Frank, it's ad-dynamics.com, ad-dynamics.com. Frank, you've been in business for a while. You've helped Doug and I for many, many years. Obviously, we have a closet full of your help. Tell us a little bit about how you got in business and your story.
Been doing it 34 years. Went to college with a hotel restaurant management degree because my dad was partners in a group of restaurants. So,
what restaurant? What was it?
They were Burger Kings in Cleveland in a private little diner.
Nice. Okay.
So 1 year left, my dad sells out. So now what?
Oh man.
So being lazy, he was managing a VP of a matchbook manufacturing plant in Cleveland. So
Matchbook? They made matches?
Matches and put the print on them. So I called him and said, I need a job. He said, come in. He threw me the catalog. He said, go sell. That was my training.
Go sell matchbooks.
Yeah. So I did that. Then we ended up leaving that, opening our own, moved to Tampa, added all the promotional stuff, shirts, hats, cups, pens. That's how it started, and I never got out.
So that's how Ad Dynamics started?
Yes.
So you started the company under his, or how did you do?
Together. He's
with,
retired now, 17 years, something like that.
Got it. And then at that point you just decided I'm going to branch out in all kinds of print.
Yeah, you have to, because like sell you all the stuff you mentioned,
right?
Koozies, squishy things,
right?
Shirts,
stress
hats,
balls.
pens,
stress balls. That's what they call them. Stress balls.
All that stuff's available, and so it's over 20,000 different items.
And what do you think is the most popular item that you see?
One I have the most fun selling is shirts and hats. I don't know why. I just think it's cool.
No, it is.
Yeah.
It is. And then, like for instance, the one thing that I don't think a lot of companies they don't take advantage of, but like Ryan and I, we wear funny hats sometimes and visors and stuff, and you can put anything you want on
make
there.
Make mortgages great again.
That's right. Yeah, Frank actually brought me that hat. He brought me a Make Mortgages Great Again.
There's all kinds of creative stuff we can do.
I find that most of the hats that are available are just lousy quality.
That's the thing about hats. If you're picky about your hats, it's a hard sell.
It depends on the brand. You can look at the brands.
You got to find the right one.
Right.
You just don't throw your logos and stuff on some of these.
Yeah, but what you do is you find a hat you normally wear, and I find that brand inside of what he makes, and then I can order.
9 times out of 10, and find it.
And that's exactly what I've done recently is pick out the hat first.
Right.
Same thing with shirts.
And make sure you find the right media to put it on.
If you go to a lot of companies, you want them to get your shirts. They get you anything that's the cheapest for them because they make more margin on it.
Right.
Where I go to him, I'm like, all right, I want Nike, I want Adidas,
He starts at the top.
Yeah.
And I try and, you want these? No, I want this. He told me a few years ago, he said, never start at the bottom because it's hard to go up.
Yeah.
So
It's
I remember
true.
that.
Well, the shirt you're wearing is pretty nice, Doug. What is that? Is that a branded one?
Just
That's
Adidas.
That's
Nike
Adidas.
or Adidas.
Yeah, that's a very nice one. So yeah, and I do. I mean, I've done the same. We go in and with Frank, at least you can read and you can see all the different cuts and the different colors. And I try to pick the one little slim looking cut if possible.
OGO is a good brand.
OG,
one of our top guys at our company, Jeff Locklear, he's a hat guy.
Right.
And he has the fitted hats, and so he went out and got me a gift for Christmas. He had our TampaBay Plumbers embroidered on one of the hats that he found was
like a nice fitted hat.
Acceptable. It actually wasn't fitted, but this one was adjustable, but it was really cool. And in fact, that's the one I've worn in here the last 2 or 3 weeks.
Got it.
So,
yeah. So Frank's done visors for me. I'm into the visor thing now, and he's logoed my visors. Put things on the back of the visors, and that's where I double letter.
Remember you were overthinking that?
I did overthink it, and I will say that when, like you're talking about picking out the right thing. A lot of times in visors, they make them real tall in the front, and I don't like that. And Frank showed them to me, and I thought it was too tall. But then once he put the print on,
I told him, just trust me, you'll like it.
Yeah,
because I'm the same way. I don't like the top one and the high top. I like going to his office because the girl's like, "Give me your book. Give me your book."
Yeah. I told him he's not allowed in my office anymore. So.
After about 10 trips in the office, he's no longer welcome.
His orders go from like $200 to $500 to $1,000 easily.
Yeah, no, you're exactly right. And by the way, Frank does take very good care of you guys. The prices are actually very good and very reasonable. I'll give his website again. It's ad-dynamics.com, or you can call Frank at 813-598-4291, 813-598-4291. Yeah, so the story about that former employee, and very nice lady, apparently I didn't realize it, but she put in a rather large order right before she left as well. and very funny is the day after she was no longer with the company, a box came. And it was some nice stuff. It was a jacket, like a sport coat thing, a winter thing. I'm thinking,
you allow your employees to do that?
You need to stay out of my
well,
office.
she was a new employee, so I had to outfit her.
I'll be there tomorrow.
And actually, that brings up something. I'll probably save it for the next segment. But one thing I think a business owner should do, and a lot of us miss out on this, is spend a little extra money buying your employees what they want to wear. And think about jackets, because a lot of times people wear these jackets outside of the office. So I'll spend a little extra money and let them have, a few extra things. I'll let them get some cold winter wear, some summer wear, some things like that. And that, remember, guys, that's a walking billboard.
Absolutely.
They walk out the office. And when we get back, I want to talk about, should you give your friends and family the logo clothes as well? My answer is yes. We'll be back in the Business Happy Hour in just a minute with Frank Gaudens from Ad Dynamics, Ryan Pelky of 813 Plumber, and Doug Ford of Suncoast Roofing Solutions. Guys, it's the Business Happy Hour. Don't forget to check out our podcast. You have to ask Alexa to play the Business Happy Hour podcast on iHeartRadio. Ask her to play today and listen anytime. You're listening to the Business Happy Hour. We'll be back in a minute.
Your shot at $1,000 now. Text the nationwide keyword TALK to 200-200. You'll get a text confirming entry plus iHeartRadio info. Standard data and message rates apply in this nationwide contest. That's TALK to 200-200.
Now, a 1250 WHNZ market update.
I'm Jessica Ettinger, CNBC. Stocks are now mixed. The Dow is higher on some strong quarterly reports this morning from IBM, United Technologies, and Procter & Gamble, all of which are Dow components. The Dow is up 66 points. The Nasdaq is lower, down 8 points. The S&P is down 2 points. Hulu is cutting its subscription price for the cheap plan, which makes you sit through commercials. Customers will pay up to $8 a month for that. Its higher-end plans, though, will have a price increase, just like Netflix. Tesla owners will pay up to 20% more at Tesla's supercharger stations, making the cost of driving the electric vehicles about 7 cents a mile. Sam's Club is one of many companies getting ready for the Super Bowl a week from Sunday. It has a new Members Mark massive meatball square pizza. Brand Eating says this thing weighs in at 4 pounds, including a pound of meatballs. Jessica Ettinger, CNBC.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit beefy, or even with type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Affordable term life insurance is out there. Call Term Provider and speak with Big Lou at 800-481-1458. 800-481-1458 or visit biglou.com. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too.
Attention all authors. Page Publishing is looking for authors. Have you written a book and want to get it published? Page Publishing will get your book into bookstores and for sale online at Amazon, Apple iTunes, and other outlets. They handle all aspects of the publishing process for you. Printing, cover art, publicity, copyright, and editing. Call 800-501-3689 now for your free author submission kit. That's 800-501-3689 for your free author submission kit. Again, 800-501-3689.
From the Safe Touch Security Traffic Center.
We're still northbound on the Veterans Expressway at Hutchinson. We have a multi-vehicle accident blocking the right lane. A little bit slow westbound on I-4 from 22nd Street to 275. For more real-time traffic updates on your route, to download the new Total Traffic app powered by Traffic Karma. See traffic problems? Call the injury firm of Abrahamson and Utica Hillsborough Traffic Tip Line at 866-545-9595.
This report is sponsored by Peloton. Live studio classes in the comfort of your home. Winter or summer, rain or shine, with the Peloton bike, it's always the perfect weather to sweat. And with up to 14 live rides a day and over 10,000 more on demand, nothing will get between you and your workout. Learn more about the Peloton bike at onepeloton.com or visit your local showroom.
Let's Talk Nutrition is streaming on your Amazon Echo device. Just say, Alexa, wake me up to 1250 WHNZ every weekday at 9 a.m.
Your Tampa Bay area forecast, partly cloudy and warmer, high 79. Increasing cloudiness, rain after midnight, low tonight 64. Cloudy tomorrow, windy with an 80% chance for thunderstorms in the morning, clearing in the afternoon, high 68. For more news, weather and traffic, tune to WFLA at 94.5 in St. Pete, 105.9 in Tampa, or 99.1 in Newport Richey.
This report is sponsored by La Quinta Inns and Suites. Want to recharge when you travel for business? Get a boost and stay at La Quinta by Wyndham. You can charge 5 devices in room and recharge yourself with a pillow top mattress and a bright side breakfast. Book now at lq.com and win at business.
You're listening to the Business Happy Hour with Frank Coto, Ryan Pelky, and Doug Ford. Now, back to the show.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Business Happy Hour. And don't forget, if you guys don't know about the podcast, you can ask Alexa to play the Business Happy Hour podcast on iHeartRadio anytime, or Google us. Just Google the podcast, the Business Happy Hour, and you can check us out anytime, morning, noon, or night. I don't want to forget to thank Rick Talseda. Rick Talseda has been our in-house photographer going on 3 years now. Rick filmed and photographed. It's not filmed. Photographed. Hi, Rick. He photographed my 40th birthday as well, and we can't thank him enough. If you guys need an incredible photographer, and I want to say very reasonably priced as well. Rick is not one of those guys who rips you off. He's very, very reasonable, but extremely good and professional. You can find him at Rick Visuals Inc. Rick Visuals Inc. INC.com. And there he is. If you guys are watching our live feed, you see him standing behind the ever so beautiful Doug Ford with his Ad Dynamics shirt from Suncoast Roofing Solutions. So, guys, we have on our show today Frank Gaudens. He is the owner of Ad Dynamics. You can find them at ad-dynamics.com. Frank is responsible for pretty much all of our branded logo gear, some of our squishies, our pins, our koozies. I did cigarette lighters with you one time. Doug, you had a question in the break. We were going to talk about the different products.
And I've come to Frank a few times and asked him, what is probably the most popular thing to get? Because you have sometimes you have people where you go to an event where you want to hand out 500 or 1,000 different branded items, and what's popular, what's something that people will use. And so him and I've talked about it numerous times, and we still haven't really come up with a definitive answer.
What is it, Frank? What's the hot item?
You're spending all your money on expensive shirts. I always consider something useful, like we're always got our cell phones in our hands. The pop socket sticks behind it.
What's a pop socket?
It pops out goes between your fingers, becomes an easel. They're very inexpensive.
Wait, Frank, those are those little circular things
Yes,
that I see
and I don't
people
have
stick
one
on
here.
the back. See, no, Gary has
similar
one, but
to that.
It's on his case.
Similar to
Right.
that, but
My mother-in-law has one of those. I always wonder what it was.
son
it's a little
has one.
different. But this one pops out and it becomes an easel too. Stainless steel tumblers. Yeti started a big.
Yep.
Everybody's got them. Private label brands are half the price of a Yeti.
So let me bring that up, because not only when you're looking for logoed stuff, when you go to Frank, you don't have to go, and Frank doesn't necessarily have to provide the product. What I did, we had a killer deal from a distributor from Yeti about a year and a half ago. So I spent a year buying countless Yetis, every color. Remember those? I tried to give one to all of my friends. I hope you got one, Ryan.
I probably did.
I hope you did. Doug's looking at me like,
I don't think
didn't
I
get
don't
a
think
Yeti.
I got one.
Dang it.
No, I didn't get one.
All right, just kidding. I didn't give away
All
thousands
of my
Yetis.
friends got one.
Except his two most important
Besides
ones.
my radio show partners.
Well, see, what I did was gave it to all my not really good friends, right? You guys are so close.
No, I better watch that because all your friends are going to call and say, I'm not your good friend.
Oh, wait a minute.
Yeah,
wait a
you're-
minute.
Or watch what you
this is a
say.
live show.
This is a live show.
All right, so we're not editing
It's
this.
not secret. This
all
isn't
right,
a secret
so the
conversation.
Secret is out. So a lot of my friends got Yetis. What I did was I bought the Yetis and then I gave them to Frank. And I don't know if you want me to give the price, but I'll tell you this: it was under $20.
Yeah. Well,
if you want to say it, I'll let
if
you.
if you give me the cup,
Right.
be about $10, $11 to put them on.
Right. So he actually put he laser
On your own goods, but
It's a laser, right? Like some
it's
sort of,
yes.
like this laser machine imprints my logo on the
Now,
Yeti.
what about if you don't want to get a Yeti? Because obviously Yeti is a name
he
brand.
buys
They make
the Yetis.
They
There's
make
all
cheaper
kind of private
brands that are
brands.
just as nice.
Yeah, there's all kind of private
So what's
brands.
that with the logo on it?
Yeah, do you provide that?
I can get them down to like 12, including the cup.
For a
whoa,
Yeti
whoa,
or
whoa.
something that's not name brand.
Yeah, a private
brand.
label, and they all
There you
work
go,
the
Frank. You just
same.
wasted all your money on a name brand
hold
Yeti.
On, hold on.
Okay, just open up
Yetis are so cool, though. I mean, that's the
No,
thing.
but that's the thing is you can get the exact same thing for half the price. Yeti is just
Yeah, but it doesn't
they've
say
put
Yeti on it.
Yeah,
Doesn't say
but
Yeti on it.
it
Hold on,
doesn't
so-
do any better than a regular
But
one.
Doug, that's like buying a Fiero and saying you have a Ferrari. Okay,
Yeah,
All
I agree.
Let's
I
be
agree.
real.
No,
Like,
it is not
You're
like
gonna get a much bigger impact if you hand someone a Yeti
Right.
versus something that just says "Made in China" on it.
So here's what happens
see.
with that impact. So and I didn't even think about this or intend for this, but I give them away to all the realtor partners and friends. And every weekend when people are at the pool or at the beach or hanging out, they post a picture of them on Facebook with my Yeti holding it up with my logo.
But
I mean,
see,
free
Yeti
advertising.
just did a great job of marketing. The thing is, like, people don't care about name brand
That's
cups
all it
anymore.
is.
It was a fad for like a year, and it went away.
I don't know.
I don't, Doug. I still think I'm cooler than you when I'm standing with my Yeti and you have your Arctic whatever.
Let me tell you what.
Adidas shirt.
As long as someone's
When you
willing,
have on, you have OG. Yeah, it's definitely not as nice as Adidas.
Yeah, hey, I need Burberry shirts. Can you get me Burberry?
Probably.
let me put it to you this way. Okay, so the moment that people stop spending $500-600 on a cooler,
Right.
because it says Yeti on it, then that'll be the moment that I'll go say, okay, yeah, I go with the
Raise your
with the
hand.
$12 stainless steel.
Yeah.
Raise
your hand if you have one of those $500 coolers.
Not me.
Uh-oh.
Not me.
I'm the only idiot in the room. Actually, I got my buddy won one, and he sold it to me for half price. Woo!
There you go.
There you go.
But you see it, they hold ice for like 4 days.
No, they really do.
Yeah. So
They really
I mean,
But there's other off brands that hold ice for 4 days too.
Yes.
yeah.
That's the sad part.
Man, but you don't look as cool.
And they don't say Yeti.
And they don't say Yeti. No, point
It's
being
like
is,
back in the day when
like
we
a
up in
Rolex,
DC we had this
same
thing. Back in the day we had this thing where you had to have a starter jacket. I don't know if you did that
oh
in
yeah,
Florida.
of course we did.
You know, that was like the fad. If you didn't have a starter jacket, there's so many people imitations that you didn't have the real thing.
Yeah, you had to have a starter jacket.
You know, we're having just a joking free conversation about this, but if you're a business owner, I mean, this is important stuff. You know,
Right.
to promote your business the most effective way, without spending excess money. I mean, yeah, there may be some logic to going with the cheaper brand, so you can get
But,
more
you know,
quantity.
even like
But I don't know.
coffee cups. You know, people use them every day in the morning, and to-go cup. You know, you don't need a name brand coffee cup.
Right.
You know, it's a nice cup with a lid on it, and it's a to-go thing. You can brand it that pretty easily.
So let me ask you this though: do you think that all the people who held up the Yeti, which clearly says Yeti and has my logo, would have held it up and taken pictures with it and put it on social media
No,
if it wasn't a Yeti?
Definitely not.
Bingo. So there's logic to both. Ryan's point: You can buy a hell of a lot more. Frank never told me that for the same price of my engraving, FYI. Frank and I are going to talk after this, that I could get the cup and the engraving. What do you got,
I just want to point out Yeti's not a sponsor of the Second Amendment there, Frank. So.
Oh, they're not?
No.
All right, everybody throw away your Yetis. No. What's that, Frank?
No, for mass distribution, you go with the off-brand.
Right.
I agree.
There you go. Yeah, so if I'm buying it for a golf tournament and I'm giving away 100 of them, I'm doing the, like, Arctic Breeze or whatever the heck it's called.
Orca's a good recognition. Arctic's a good brand.
Right.
It's right up there.
Yeah, the Arctic's the one you can buy at Walmart, and they're super.
No, Arctic's Arctic.
Oh, Arctic's Arctic.
Walmart is
it's
their own
Ozark
brand.
or something.
Yeah, Ozark Trail or something.
How do we know about this?
But they all do the same
that
thing.
laser imprinting that you're talking about, does that ever fade away? I mean, what is that exactly?
It's a black. It's a coating that they put on it, and then heat laser. It's not engraved in the.
Okay. I've noticed sometimes the lettering. I've noticed sometimes the lettering starts to fade in the washer machine if you put them in the dishwasher.
Yeah, but I can also get them where they're engraved into the
paint. Yeah. So the ones that are coated, the cups that are coated that have a color.
They
paint
break
coating,
the color.
It breaks the color.
Right.
See, I think pens are another good thing because everyone uses them every day. If you get nice enough pens, I know that I keep them. If I get a nice pen, I actually keep it and use it.
The pen has to be
good.
Special though.
Right.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. It has to be a nice pen, not just a regular big pen. But
right.
If you get like a nice branded pen, like people actually use it and keep it.
That's true. So what else is hot? You got the pop sockets.
I've always thought the koozies, the nice quality,
the
the better quality
always...
koozies are like the ones with the zipper. You know, those are awfully nice.
The bottle koozies.
Yeah, those. I mean, you
Anything
spend a little
that gets
bit more
used
money.
a lot, I think, is where to go.
I've
That way it
used
doesn't
a
get
koozie in
thrown
my
in a
life.
drawer and disappears.
I have a koozie.
'Cause you don't
we have
drink beer.
my wife and I have a koozie bin in our pantry, and I've got Lincoln Lending Group ones in there. I've got them all. You know, all my friends' companies in there.
That's right. We have the same thing. We got a bin of koozies. You pull it out, and I will say, of all gifts for cost effectiveness and mass distribution, the koozie is good. And I did this little seminar yesterday with only 9 realtors, and I brought koozies and put them all on the table. 8 were taken. So I mean, it's
exactly
koozie's still a koozie.
Yeah,
it's a good way. They cost around $1 a piece, right, Frank? Something in that ballpark for koozies.
Well, the last time you bought them, they were 49 cents.
Woo! All right,
I think
that makes up for the ripoff on the Yetis.
You can spend a lot more on them. You know, the ones with the zippers that for the bottles.
Right.
Those are more expensive.
They're up
Obviously,
over $1, but they're still good for a beer bottle.
Exactly.
So is our consensus here that you want a product that's going to stand out and a product that's going to be kept?
Used.
Things that are left in the office, used in the office is good.
So you got the pop sockets for those who will put them on their phone.
Right.
Doug's got the pens as long as it's nice.
Now,
Koozies.
last week we had Cutco on.
Yeah.
And that we were talking about doing. That's more of a promotional gift,
Right?
Something like that. So, do you have any promotional gifts that kind of along that line in your catalog?
Knives, also more expensive. Let's say coolers.
Okay.
Igloo or whatever brand.
The whole cooler, you mean?
Even grills. You can get grills with your company logo on them.
Okay.
Kettle grills.
There you go.
It's a promotional gift.
Do you guys also do that wine bottle thing, or you got to go to wine companies for that?
I do that.
You do that.
Yeah.
So we bring you the bottles. Like Doug's going to bring you a case of Camus.
No,
he's
I
going to
can't
put
do
Doug
that.
on it.
I can't do that, but I have companies that sell the whole package, the whole thing.
Okay.
So it's not very good wine. It's just whatever they find.
Well, so that's the question. 2 years in a row, this one lender is giving me this beautiful box set and a wood thing, and it's a cab and a Pinot. And my wife won't open them, and she's like, that's probably terrible wine. So I think that's the consensus when people brand their own wines, you think it's bad. So that's why I feel like you need to do a name brand wine.
Yeah,
Are you allowed to do that? Is that okay?
That's a good question.
That might be a trademark issue, and I'm going to give you guys a little clue that the business tip of the week in the next segment, stay tuned for that, by the way, is going to be about trademarks. If you're a business owner and you don't know what a trademark is, you're either setting yourself for a lawsuit, or maybe you're saving hundreds of thousands of dollars. We're not sure, but in the last segment, we're going to talk about trademarks. Don't forget, if you guys need a great photographer, it is none other than Rick Talceda. It is rickvisualsinc.com, rickvisualsinc.com. Check out our pictures online. You'll love them, especially the ones of mine and Ryan and Doug, our side profiles. Very, very nice. And in the last segment, I also want to ask the question about, should we give promotionally branded items like apparel out to friends and family? My answer, I'll tell you right now, is yes, because you get a free walking billboard. You're listening to the Business Happy Hour, and don't forget about our podcast. Ask Alexa to play the Business Happy Hour podcast on iHeartRadio. We'll be back in just a minute on the Business Happy Hour. Hey, Tampa Bay, this is your friendly neighborhood Frank Coto, owner of Lincoln Lending Group and 813mortgage.com, your home of the no-fee mortgage and the 4-minute application on 813mortgage.com. I have some really incredible news for you. Real estate investors of Tampa, listen up. We now have a no-income product with just 20% down and a 660 credit score. No income, no employment, investment loans. Buy as many homes as you want. Apply now, 813mortgage.com, your no-fee mortgage lender. Have all the rain and storms this year left your roof unprotected? Do you need an honest, reliable, and trustworthy roofing company? Call Suncoast Roofing Solutions today at 813-283-2544 for a free evaluation and no obligation estimate. You'll appreciate their personalized solutions and no-pressure consultants. You can find Suncoast Roofing Solutions on the web at suncoastroofingsolutions.com, where honesty, integrity, and craftsmanship come first.
Hello, it's Ryan Pelky with TampaBay Plumbers, and I want to tell you about our drain cleaning services. We always include a video inspection with our drain cleaning service, and that's because it's the most important part of the job. Imagine going to the doctor and only being treated for your symptoms. Proper diagnostic will save you time and money when it comes to plumbing or just about anything else. We are the straightforward company and never bait and switch like our competitors make a living on. Call 813-PLUMBER. That's 813-PLUMBER for all your drain cleaning needs.
When's the last time you checked your credit score? Those 3-digit scores can have a huge impact on your financial life. Credit Karma can help you with free scores, free reports, and free monitoring. Credit Karma also gives you the tips, tools, and advice you need to understand your credit and how to improve it. You can even spot potential errors on your credit report. That can mean better interest rates on loans and credit cards, which can save you thousands of dollars in the long run. Signing up is completely free. No credit card needed. Visit creditkarma.com or download the Credit Karma app now.
You know when you have about a billion things to do today, and then you realize you're out of whatever it is that you really need, and next day shipping isn't going to cut it because you really need it in like an hour. Yeah. That's when you turn to Office Depot Office Max. Buy what you need online at OfficeDepot.com or on our app and pick it up in store for free in just 1 hour so you can get back to whatever else is lurking on your to-do list. Hurry in and save on tax software. Save today at Office Depot Office Max. Offer expires January 26, 2019.
Have you checked your Google search results lately? Search results are usually the first impression that people form of you or your business, so make sure that they create a positive impression with ReputationDefender.com. What the internet says about you can have a big impact on your life and your livelihood, even if it's not true. Fortunately, you can now control how you look online and in online search results with ReputationDefender.com. Call 800-788-0662 now. That's 800-788-0662 for your free reputation analysis. If you have negative material from an ex-employee, upset patient, or former client, newspaper article, legal issue, social media, or other source showing up in your search results, you can combat it with ReputationDefender.com. Our dedicated experts in patented technology can help make your online search results look their best. Call 800-788-0662 to learn more. 800-788-0662. That's 800-788-0662. Or visit ReputationDefender.com.
Attention all authors. Page Publishing is looking for authors. Have you written a book and want to get it published? Page Publishing will get your book into bookstores and for sale online at Amazon, Apple iTunes, and other outlets. They handle all aspects of the publishing process for you. Printing, cover art, publicity, copyright, and editing. Call 800-664-2871 now for your free author submission kit. That's 800-664-2871 for your free author submission kit. Again, 800-664-2871.
You're listening to the Business Happy Hour with Frank Coto, Ryan Pelky, and Doug Ford. Now, back to the show.
Hey, guys, welcome back to the Business Happy Hour. We are three successful business owners that come together every Wednesday at 11 o'clock to share our stories of business success and failure and always bring you guys an exciting topic and guest. And today's exciting topic and guest is advertising, print advertising, branding yourself, when you should do it, what you should buy, what's the most cost-effective. We've gone over a lot of things on the show here with our guest, Frank Gowdens with Ad Dynamics, who you can find at ad-dynamics.com. And don't forget, our in-house photographer is Rick Tessada, rickvisualsinc.com. So, Frank, we were talking in the last few segments. You were telling us some of the better gifts. These pop socket things are pretty popular right now. Those things you put on the back of your phones. I did that whole Yeti giveaway for about a year. Worked out very well. People putting these on social media. I think we've come to the consensus, guys, that if you give away a nice, recognizable gift, you may get some more long-term bang for your buck, but you're not going to be able to give out as many of them.
Of course.
Right? So I had a question before the break that I wanted to present to you guys, and that's, what do you think about giving away shirts and hats and wearable items to friends, family, people, not necessarily their customers, but other people? What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think it's a great idea.
And have you experienced, do they wear them?
Yeah, I mean, I have little stuff for my kids.
There you go. I made shirts for my kids as well, and they like wearing them with Daddy. They're young enough to still care, So a couple of years from now, they're never going to wear that. But,
yeah, I mean, as long as they're giving them out to the right people, because you're going to spend what, $20-$30 a pop. So that, I mean, that's a pretty expensive.
Well, it depends.
You get a polo,
and kids' shirts aren't going to be that.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying just kids' shirts.
So Frank sells these. I don't know what you guys call them, the moisture wicking, like Dry Fit Feel, the cheaper ones, the Sport Tech ones, right? But they actually are really good shirts. I've had some of them for a few years now. Every time I wear one of those, people touch it. Friends or family are like, "Oh man, that seems really comfortable. I'd like to get that to run in, or I like to do this or that." Well, I have two people who are avid runners, and I gave them both 3 shirts, and they wear them every time they run. So you know what they're doing, right?
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
They're a running billboard.
Yeah.
And luckily they can't run that fast, so people can read it.
Well, Doug's crew's in dry fit.
Yeah. His whole crew's
he
in
just
dry
ordered.
fit?
He just ordered some more yesterday.
They're great. Those are great. And
long
those
sleeve,
long sleeve, short sleeve,
Yeah,
dry
a lot of my
fit.
guys love long sleeve.
I know they got to, because out in the sun like that, you need it.
And those dry fits are fine for the long sleeve. If it gets hot, you just pull the sleeve up a little bit, and they're still cool enough.
And you're not getting sunburnt. I mean, that's the biggest thing.
Right.
You're not getting.
I mean, I see him a lot at the sandbar when I'm out there boating.
Oh,
a lot
yeah.
of people are wearing them in the water, out of the water.
So Frank, part of your business is to develop logos and logo design, trademarking, stuff like that.
Yes, I'm not a graphic artist, but I have freelancers that I use. So I've only created logos a couple times because it's not my thing. Usually if you go to a real artist, it's like $700, $1,200 to do a logo.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Get involved in that. But if you give me a logo that's like right there,
yeah,
that's all he had. I never met him before, so that's all I got. I scan it, send it away. They vectorize it, probably for $25.
Right.
Then I can use it for
everything.
So
for other things.
For our aspiring entrepreneurs out there, the guys that are thinking about starting businesses right now, part of what's going in through your mind is what name should I go with? How do I determine what name I'm going to go with? What kind of logo should I come up with? These are incredibly important decisions that they have to be made correctly. Otherwise, it will undoubtedly cost you many thousands of dollars early on in business with litigation, trademark infringement cases. So it's not just as simple as going on sunbiz.org and finding a name that's not on sunbiz.org. You can still be in trademark violation. In other words, so you can select a name that might be available, but that name is actually already being used in commerce, and there's marks that you would be potentially infringing upon if you did some design work, and started using that mark in the marketplace. So
which leads us into our business tip of the week.
The business tip of the week. Ryan, you want to do the business tip of the week?
Yeah, sure. So the business tip of the week is basically to have a clearly defined strategy when you're going into obtaining a trademark and know exactly what you're going to be doing with it. So, for instance, there's a big difference between a federal mark, a state mark. Those are two different applications, two different trademark offices that you apply, totally different applications.
So you have to get both?
You don't have to get both, but you have to. You're gonna need both if you're gonna operate in commerce. Like, so let's say you're gonna sell to folks in Georgia or.
But I believe
Texas.
the federal trumps the state.
Yes, it does. So, for instance, I didn't understand trademark law at all when I first got started. I applied for a mark in 2002. Right about the same time I started Drain Doctors, I applied for this mark. Well, there was a company in another state that had Drain Doctors as a company name, and even though the logo that they had was completely different and not confusing at all, if you saw the one mark versus the other, you wouldn't think, oh gosh, that they're the same company. They're totally different companies. But because just the name was the same, It took me 10 years to obtain the trademark and at least $25,000 in attorney's fees.
Whoa.
Just to handle that. And all that at the end of the day, it said is that I can use this mark in any state in the United States minus Texas.
Wait a minute.
Which is where that other mark was at.
So now had somebody sued you at this point or anything, or you just decided to do it?
No, that's the other part of the business tip of the week. When you're dealing with trademarks, obtaining the trademark is only part of the equation. Enforcing your trademark is the other part of the equation that's way more expensive than even obtaining it to begin with.
I think it's I think trademarks are awesome, but I have kind of a mixed opinion on it. If you're a small business and you don't ever plan on going outside the state, or you don't plan on getting any bigger, sometimes it doesn't make sense financially.
I don't think I would agree with that very much.
I think I have my name trademarked, but in order for me to enforce my trademark, it's going to cost me. And I have 2 or 3 people that are infringing on my trademark right now, and literally I've gone to attorneys and they're upwards of $100,000 and more just to defend it.
So
trademark litigation is some of the most expensive litigation out there.
Which to me, I think it's almost BS, because our state government, why are they allowing people to open a name when they realize someone already has that name?
Right.
It's just that to me, it's
they want the money.
TampaBay Plumbing, perfect example.
Right.
They started up 3 years after I did. I'm TampaBay Plumbers. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I mean, I have
how much more confusing could you possibly be?
So to the listeners, the gist is
be careful with your name selection. Be careful with your trademark.
Do a lot of research up front.
Do not just jump into that. You're going to need to probably seek counsel from a trademark attorney before you even go forward with your plans. They can do research on that mark to see if there are other competing marks out there like it.
Wow.
So these are all things you want to consider when you're starting up a business.
All right, guys. Is that other company still there?
Yes, yeah, they are. And I'm
well, you have to make a decision. We only have a second left on whether it's worth it to fight them. Are they really taking a market share or not? So here's the tip. Don't get in a fight with somebody with more money than you. This is the Business Happy Hour, guys. We got to get out of here in about 5 seconds. Frank, thank you for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me.
It's ad-dynamics.com. And Rick, thanks again. We'll see you guys next week.
The proceeding was a paid program, paid for by Lincoln Lending S Corp. The opinions, viewpoints, and promises made